Hello good people of BookTube and YouTube and everyone in the BookTube / YouTube sphere. This is Bound and Bookmarked and I'm Jaleesa. Welcome to my channel if you're new, welcome back if you're not new. Today's video is a fun one because it's a birthday book haul / book haul because all these books did not come for or on my birthday, but I'm going to haul everything that I've gotten for the past like 2 months. So a little over 20 books, not too many. So yeah, we're gonna just hop right into this because I have lots to talk about. So I have a couple of cool things to show you guys. I have a couple of cool t-shirts, like Bookish t-shirts to show you. I have a book box to unbox really quickly as well. So we're gonna just make this super fast, super efficient because I'm super tired. A quick little update: if you read my community tab update the other day, I told you all that I have been feeling very under the weather. This is probably day number 8 that I've been sick, so I've just been trying to ease back into reading, into recording, into filming, editing, all of that. Just know that I am trying to just nurse myself back to health so I can be 100% for all of you and 100% for myself too, so that I can just get back into the game. I feel like I've been gone for so long and I missed y'all so much. I have been listening to quite a few audiobooks while I've been laying in bed just resting, which has been really nice. So I'm taking it easy, which is why I'm doing my book haul today, because it's just super chill. We're here to have a good time, look at the cool new books that I have, talk about that, and also I'm going to give a huge thank you to each person who bought me something. So before I get into the books that I'm hauling, I want to show y'all a couple of t-shirts that I got recently from Hello Lovely Box. I am a rep for them this term. They are a company that has so many different bookish little trinkets and shirts and clothing and bags. I mean, literally, you want it, name it, they have it. I will say they do cater to mostly romance readers, but I mean, honestly, if you read books and like books, you can find anything for you on there. I love their stuff and I've been following them since I started BookTube last year, like way last year. Such a long time ago. Literally only been like a year and some change. So I'm going to show you all the t-shirts that I have, which are super cute. So the first shirt I want to show you is super cute. It says read books, be kind, and stay weird, which I can do those 3 things I think quite easily. This is a small, if it's a little bit smaller than this one, but I mean it's still very loose. This next one's kind of like an ode to audiobooks, and it's just a simple t-shirt with the words listen, live, and love on the front. Little rainbow colored headphone set with some books right here, so it's super cool, especially given that I'm recently getting into audiobooks. I think that's just like a really nice touch to have. And then this next shirt is my favorite that I've gotten out of the 3 of them for obvious reasons when you see it. It says rom-com with the ice cream cone on the front, and it says established 1965 Readers Club. Wait, hold on. Because good times, laughter, and forever. So that's super cute. For my rom-commers out there, this is the perfect shirt for you. So yes, I have a code for this of course too. It is BNB15. I will have that down in my description box below, along with a link to their Instagram and their website, so check that out if you want to. And now we can get into all the books that I'm going to be hauling in this video, so take it away. I'm saying take it away like I'm not the one talking. Next, so this first book I know I think is like a retelling of Anna Karenina. I can't remember her name, but it's a book that I've seen around BookTube, not like a whole lot but frequently, and I've heard nothing but stellar reviews about this first book, and I was like, I need to understand the love people have for this particular book and this character. So the first book that I'm hauling is Anna K by Jenny Lee. I think this book and this cover kind of gives me like To All the Boys feels, which is really nice. I do know that the main character is Anna, and she has like a, you know, pretty good life. She's a good high school student. She makes her father proud. She has a boyfriend, and she pretty much is just dominating teenage life until she meets a boy named Alexia, who comes in and just, I guess, changes her whole world. And he falls in love with her, she falls in love with him, and they both question if they'd ever been in love before them at all. But then something happens, I don't know what, and that relationship is being threatened by this outside entity or something. So I think this is going to be a very cool coming of age story. Again, I don't know the actual original story behind this, but maybe I shall read it someday. Maybe I shall not. I don't know. I want to thank Kim. It says, a gift from me to you for your birthday. I hope you enjoyed the book. Thank you for always being so nice to me and always interacting with your subscribers. Wish you the best birthday wishes, from Kim. Thank you so much, Kim. Honestly, you know, the fellowshipping and like the talking back and forth with all of you, it's why I do this. It's why I make videos. I don't make videos to hear myself talk, that's for sure, because we all know I don't like the way my voice sounds in videos. So I don't do this to hear myself talk, but I do this because I like talking to you all. So thank you so much, Kim, for getting me Anna K. I can't wait to read it and tell you all my thoughts about it. This next book is actually a sequel to a book that I read last month in July, or did I read it in June? I read it in June actually, and it is actually book number 2 in the villain series, and that is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I did read Vicious in June, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, I think. Yeah, I give it 5 stars. I love that book. It was amazing. Vicious followed two friends who were kind of working on these experiments to see how close to death they have to go to in order to get these like supernatural and superhuman abilities. So they're really testing the fate of like their life, and they're testing science, and they're testing ethics, and it was just a really stellar read. I loved it so much. For Vengeful, it says, great partnerships, now sourced from the vine, but Marcella Riggins needs no one. Flushed from her brush with death, she's gained the control she's always sought, and will use her newfound power to bring City of Merit to its knees. She'll do whatever it takes, from taking over the mob to collecting her own sidekicks, and even leveraging the two most infamous EOs, Victor Vale and Eli Ever, in a dangerous game of cat and mouse. With Marcella's rise, new enmities create a surprising opportunity, and the stage of Merit will once again be set for a final terrible reckoning. So it looks like we have a new villain on the rise. That would be Marcella. I'm happy to see that we'll have the original characters in this book as well, because they were really interesting. I actually love the two of them so much. I thought that they were written so well, and they were so contrasting but still so much alike in so many ways, and they were just genius. Now, I've heard that Vengeful is trash. Like, I've heard people hate this book. I loved the first book, and then I just recently saw someone read this book who loved it. So I'm not someone who's easily swayed by someone else's opinions. Like, if someone loves a book and I hate it, like, you're not gonna change my mind, and vice versa. So I'm pretty good at like not letting outside opinions affect how I feel about the book when I go into it, but I am curious to see how I'll feel about it. So I'm excited, and this was actually gifted to me from one of my favorite people ever, Jenny. Jenny says, Jaleesa, I love getting to watch you read Vicious, so I'm super excited to see you read this too. You are so amazing. I hope you know that you are so loved forever. From Jenny. Thank you so much, Jenny. You know I've already thanked you before anyway, but you're so kind and you're so sweet, and I'm so grateful to have you part of my life and me be part of your life. And yes, thank you so much. So this next book is one that I had my eye on for a while. I wanted to pre-order it, and somebody pre-ordered it for me. Jordan, thank you. I was so surprised when I got this on my doorstep. I was very shocked because I plan on pre-ordering it for myself, but it says, happy early birthday. I was so excited to see it's on your wish list. I read the arc back in March and I have been obsessed. I know this is early, but I hope you love it like I did. From Jordan. Jordan, you're so sweet. You're so great. Thank you so much. I have plans for this book, by the way, okay? I have many plans for this book, and I'm so ready to read it. So the book is actually XOXO by Axio, and I'm so excited for this. This is a YA romance, and I just want to show y'all the underneath the desk jacket really fast because it is beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful books that I own, and of course you're like, Julie, so it's the same as the cover. Exactly my point. Exactly, it's the same as the cover. That is so gorgeous. Like, I can just put this on my shelf and it's just like, look at this. Get into this book, this cover, this spine. Oh. It's so freaking pretty. But anyway, this book is great for many K-pop fans. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a K-pop fan because I'm not. I mean, I do love a good BTS moment here and there. So we are following a young girl named Jenny who is a cellist. She is like top of the top cellist, okay? And she wants to get into this very elite arts academy. And so she meets this boy one day who happens to be kind of like mysterious, kind of dark, and just not the kind of guy she usually would go for. And so they end up spending one really great day throughout LA. They're just roaming the streets of LA and having a beautiful time and a beautiful moment. And it's the day before Jaewoo has to go to South Korea. And she's like, you know, dang, it was amazing while it lasted, but all good things must come to an end, right? Wrong. So we find out that Jenny has to return to Seoul to take care of her grandmother. And when she arrives, she ends up meeting up with Jaewoo again. And so the two of them get to have their chance at love and romance, but while she's there, she has to focus on her school because she's now at an elite academy, and so she has to focus on her cellist skills. Here's a kicker. She learns that Jaewoo's actually part of a huge K-pop star group. So we have a character who has to kind of be careful with his relationships because he's a pop star, he's famous. And so the relationship is threatening both what Jenny and Jaewoo has worked for so long, and they have to decide what is most important to them. So this sounds like a great coming of age romance. We have some K-pop stardom in there and a super talented cellist. And for those of you who are very musically inclined and like myself, I think that you would love it. So Jenny kind of showed out. I was like, Jenny. She bought me another book that was on my most anticipated books of the year list, and that book is Yearbreakers. This book sounded like everything that I needed. Adventurous and just two super bad AMCs. I'm stoked for this. And so it says, the shadow of Godolia's tyrannical rule is spreading. Aided by their giant mechanized weapons known as wind-ups, war and oppression are everyday constants for the people of the Badlands, who live under the thumb of their cruel Godolia overlords. Eris Shindanai is a gearbreaker, a brash young rebel who specializes in taking down wind-ups from the inside. When one of her missions goes awry and she finds herself in a Godolia prison, a cybernetically enhanced wind-up pilot. At first, Eris sees Sona as her mortal enemy, but she soon discovers Sona has a secret. She has intentionally infiltrated the wind-up pilot program in order to destroy Godolia from within. As the clock ticks closer toward their deadliest mission yet, a direct attack to end Godolia's reign once and for all, Eris and Sona grow closer as well, as comrades, friends, and perhaps something more. Okay. We're out here falling in love with robots. Is she a robot? It just says cybernetically enhanced wind-up pilot. I'm here for this sci-fi love, romance, and action, and taking down the system from within. You know I love that. So I'm excited for this. Okay, so next is a story that I definitely have heard a lot of mixed reviews about, but it's a book that I really wanted to read because I love the authors. I just find it so beautiful how they continue to write black stories and black romance and just young black people. So the next book is Blackout by Danielle Clayton, Tiffany Jackson, Nick Stone, Andy Thomas, Ashley Woodfolk, and Nicola Yoon. Some of my favorites are on here. Okay, I love it. These are some hard-hitting authors who have written books that I have read that I just felt instantly in love with. So this book follows 6 black teenagers in New York amidst a blackout. I can't imagine what that's like in New York. I really can't. There's a lot of people in New York, a lot of places in New York, and a blackout sounds really scary. Sounds terrifying, like purge type stuff, so no thank you. However, I will read about it. Again, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about this, but I have high hopes because these are some amazing authors. And so regardless, like, I'm excited to be able to support them and just get their names out there even more. So this is from Yaya. It says, happy birthday. I hope you love this book. Thank you for sharing your beautiful energy with us. You inspire me to do things that make my heart happy. From Yaya. Yaya, you are literally one of the kindest people that I have come to know. And you know, Yaya, we talk often, and I think that you're so sweet and so genuine and so kind. And so I thank you so much for this gift, but just honestly, I thank you even more so for just being you every single day. I just appreciate y'all so much. Like, the love is real. The love is very real. So these next 2 books my sister bought me. Thanks, sis. I love you so much, Jasmine. I'm super grateful for my sister. She is huge on poetry, y'all. So she actually found a book. I think she got it for her birthday because our birthdays are a week apart, even though we're 6 years apart. And it's called Self-Love Poetry by Melody Godfred. I've never heard of this author before, but she was just like, Julissa, you need this book because you're gonna find some things in here that are gonna help you. And I'm like, sis, okay, I'll read it, get it for me. I don't really read poetry that often, but my friends and family know that I love poetry. So thank you for getting this for me, sis. My sister also bought me this book, Air Awakens by Elise Kova. And this book follows 17-year-old Vala, Hala, y'all. I don't know. We're gonna go with Vala. Vala sounds good. So 17-year-old Vala, who is a librarian. She's super quiet. She's just minding her business in her world. She happens to have a very rare, very dormant power that's in her. So in her land, she's been taught to kind of fear this magical society called the Tower of Sorcerers. And so one day she unknowingly saves the most powerful sorcerer of them all. And that happens to be Crown Prince Aldrich. And so she finds herself being drawn to him, just kind of wanting to know him. And she has to decide now if she's going to leave her old life behind and embrace her new sorcery, her new power, or is she gonna remain the same quiet girl amidst her books and just live her life? So I'm having like good feelings about this one. Sorry. Okay, so she bought me another book. I forgot. So this book is a book that I got because, well, Mel hated it. But I know people love this book and they love the show or the movie. I can't remember which one it is. I'm getting stuffy, guys. Hold on. I'm getting stuffy. Woo. Listen, being sick, no fun. So anyway, so this next book actually is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I've heard great things, okay things, and terrible things from Mel. Chloe from Books with Chloe loves this book. I had never seen the show or movie. I don't know which one it is associated with this book, but perhaps I will read it and watch it in the same vlog. I was told I need to vlog this book, so I'm gonna vlog this experience when I do read this one. But this book follows Connell and Marianne, who live in this very small town and go to school together. Marianne's kind of a loner girl. She's by herself, just does her own thing, and Connell is like popular. People love him and he's well liked and well known. And so one day they end up having a some kind of meetup. I don't know how they meet up, but they end up meeting and they end up having a conversation, and it leads to a friendship that leads to probably something more. The thing is that it takes us over years of their friendship and their love, and they try so hard to stay apart, but yet, as fate would have it, they can't stay apart. They cannot be away from each other. They keep coming back to one another. So it sounds like it'll be interesting. I love the whole loner person with the popular person. I don't know. That's just me though. I can't find a good YA thriller. So this is me trying my hand at getting into a good one. So we're gonna see how this goes. So the gift note says, happy freaking birthday, my love. I wish you an amazing year filled with growth, love, and coins, okay? Haha, I love you to the moon and back, says from Pew Pew Princess. Thank you so much, Christine. The book that she got me though, y'all, is They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. Now, this book has been pitched as like a Pretty Little Liars meets, I forgot. I forgot what the other little comparison was. I don't remember. This book definitely is going to give you kind of like that Pretty Little Liars gossip girl situation, because what we have is Jill Newman, who lives in Long Island, and she has everything. She has like the perfect life, popular, best friend, where she lives is affluent, and they have the money, grades, opportunity, all that stuff, until one day she finds out her best friend Shayla has been murdered by her boyfriend. And so Graham, the boyfriend, confesses that he killed his girlfriend. Their senior year begins. Jill gets into the super secret society called the Senior Players, and she starts getting these text messages that Graham is innocent. Pretty much everything she thought she knew about Graham and her best friend's murder case ends up starting to being questioned. And so we're gonna find out who the real killer is. It better deliver like this cover is delivering, okay? Just while we're on the theme of like thrillers, this next book I don't know much about. I just know that my friends have raved about this entire series and this author, and that book is The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. Kristen bought this book for me. Thank you so much, sis. I'm so appreciative of you. So the gift note says, happy birthday, Jaleesa. I'm so grateful for our friendship over this past year. I know you've been enjoying mysteries lately, so I hope you enjoy this one. From Kristen. So I don't know if this is a mystery or a thriller, but either way they kind of always go hand in hand in my opinion and in my brain. So this says, amateur sleuth Stevie Bell needs a good murder. After solving the now famous truly devious case at her high school, she's back at home for a normal, that means boring, summer. But then she gets a message from the owner of Sunny Pines, formerly known as Camp Wonder Falls, the site of the notorious unsolved Box in the Woods case. Back in 1978, 4 camp counselors were killed in the woods outside of the town of Barlow Corners, their bodies left in a gruesome display. The new camp owner offers Stevie an invitation. Come to the camp and help him work on a true crime podcast about the case. Stevie agrees as long as she can bring along her friends from Ellingham Academy. Nothing sounds better than a summer spent together investigating old murders. But something evil still lurks in the Barlow Corners. When Stevie opens the lid on this long dormant case, she gets much more than she bargained for. The Box in the Woods will make room for more victims. This time, Stevie may not make it out alive. So this obviously follows kind of like the storyline, sort of, from the Truly Devious series. I didn't read that series yet, but it is a separate story, so that's exciting. Like, y'all know Jalissa don't do scary, so hopefully it's not too spooky. We'll see though. I want to thank Kristen again for also getting me Beach Read by Emily Henry. This book, when it first came out, the reviews were all over the place for this book. I wasn't sure if it was good, if it wasn't good. People did complain that they thought it was a romance. It is not. I know it's a contemporary, so I'm not going into it thinking I'm gonna get like this super fluffy romance. I've heard that it could be a little bit hard because it does deal with trauma and grief, but also there's romance in this story, so I'm excited about that. So this story follows Augustus and January. The one thing they have in common is that they are both authors, and so January writes romances. Augustus writes literary fiction, so two very different genres. They end up living next door to each other in their beach houses, and they decide to actually kind of like swap not lives, but like swap genres. There we go. So Augustus is going to write just something fluffy and happy and just sunshiny, whereas January will write something that's literary fiction-y, you know, kind of unlike her usual stories. And so they end up doing this because they both are suffering from writer's block, and in the meantime they get to know each other. I don't know if they fall in love, but I'm assuming that they do fall in love, so I'm thrilled about that. So this next book is a book that I actually have already started reading, and I'm literally loving so much. Like, it's so good. It's giving me what I've been wanting, I think, for like a month now. I was also gifted by the lovely Heather, Kingdom of the Wicked. So amazing right now, like so amazing. So this book follows Amelia and Victoria, two twin sisters who happen to be witches, and they're living in a world where their grandmother is always warning them of demons and just don't play with the dark magic, all that kind of stuff. One day someone ends up killing Victoria. Emily ends up finding her sister's body, so she ends up striking a deal with one of the princes of hell. His name is Wrath. Like, I'm already loving Wrath so much. He's bringing so much personality to the story. I'm loving it. I'm loving him. But she recruits Wrath to help her find her sister's killer, and I already know there's a romance in here, and I already know it's gonna be between the two of them because they're enemies. Like, when I tell you they can't stand each other, I love it. Give me enemies to lovers. So Heather, thank you so much, because I think you just gifted me one of my favorite books now. Like, I'm a pretty good ways in so far. So the next two books come from my darling Mel, my Melager. What do I even say? So Mel gifted me two books that I just was super shocked by, and one I've already read and loved, and that first one is Fence Volume 1. This graphic novel, incredible. First of all, let me talk about the book because it's a little bit bent and a little stiff. Here's why. I read this book on my ride to Georgia, so I read it pretty fast. Loved it, gave it 4 stars. And then my dad was taking out this bag that was in our car. The glass bottle broke, it had water in it, and it got all over my book. Thankfully it was just water, so it didn't damage like the pictures or anything like that, but it's a little stiff. It's fine. You know, it's just a little bit loved now, that's all. This graphic novel follows Nicholas. Nicholas is a fencer. His dad left him when he was a kid, and he pretty much is living on his own and doing his own thing, and he wants to be a professional fencer. So he ends up becoming like an amateur fencer, and he actually gets accepted to King's Row Academy Academy, which is a boys' school, and there they have a fencing team, and he's trying to work his way up the ranks so he can become one of the best fencers. This first volume was so good. I was flying through this book, and the ending of this first volume, I'm upset. I have to buy the second volume because it's just that good. So Mel says, I couldn't just get you one thing, and I know how excited you are about this one too. It was a perfect excuse to spoil you, remind you of how much you are loved and how it touched others' lives. Keep shining, from Mel. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. And then the other book Mel got me, when her and I found this book last year, we were just fangirling over the story and over the book, all of it, because we were just like, yes, this is what we need from anyone, any author. And so that next book that she got me was Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. So I'm super excited to follow this story. And the gift note says, happy birthday, sis. Meeting and getting to know you has been like seeing a light at the end of a tunnel. I'm so thankful that I get to call you a friend and witness all the incredible things you do. From Mel. Thank you, Mel and Drop. Like, I need y'all to really pay attention, okay, to what the story is about. 17-year-old Daphne has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta. But an unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis, who holds Daphne's brother's fate in her hands, upends the life she's worked so hard to build. 9 mysterious items have been stolen from Mount Olympus, and if Daphne cannot find them, the gods' waning powers will fade away, the mortal world will descend into chaos, and her brother's life will be forfeit. Guided by Artemis's twin, the handsome and entirely too self-assured god Apollo, Daphne's journey will take her from the labyrinth of the Minotaur to the riddle-spinning Sphinx of Thebes. Team her up with mythological legends such as Theseus and Hippolyta of the Amazons, and pit her against the gods themselves. A reinterpretation of the classic Greek myth of Daphne and Apollo, Daughter of Sparta by debut author Claire M. Andrews, turns a traditionally male-dominated mythology we know into a heart-pounding and empowering female-led adventure. But no, I'm really stoked for that book. I've been eyeing it since last year. Literally, if you go back to my most anticipated reads 2021 video, this one's on it because I just was like, oh my gosh, I have to read this and get into this. It sounds amazing. So I'm here for it. So these next 3 books I just wanted to quickly show you all. They're all kind of like little retellings. So we have Bookish and the Beast, Geekerella, and The Princess and the Fangirl. And I was sent these books by Quirk Books. I want to thank you, Quirk Books, so much for sending these to me. They are part of the Once Upon a Con series. So a lot of you have read these before. I know for a fact I've seen this one circling on BookTube for a little bit in the past. Yeah, check these out if you would like to. And then the last 2 books on my list are books that I bought myself for my birthday. Of course, I had to buy my own books. I don't have my own gift note. I should have did that, you know, but I didn't. It's okay. So the first book is a book that I was like, I have to get because I want to read a book about dragons. I've been wanting to read a book about dragons for a while now, so I had to go searching, and I finally found one. And that book is Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. And so this book follows 2 orphan children, Annie and Lee, who became orphans because of a revolution that took place in their home. And Annie's family actually was killed by dragon riders. While they're in the orphanage, you know, Annie and Lee become friends, and over time they become 2 of the top people in their class to become dragon riders. And so they've been training for years, and so they went from friends to, you know, competitive friends to rivals, who are now vying for this top spot of being a dragon rider of their fleet. That all changes though when the old fleet comes back to their home and is threatening to wage war on this entire place. And so Lee has to decide if he's willing to kill his old family or to betray everything that he's done since he was a child. And then Annie has her own battles to fight. She has to decide between her best friend and kind of protecting her best friend over protecting her city. So you have a lot of choices being made here. I love the idea of childhood friends to enemies to hopefully lovers. And we also have dragons involved, so I'm really thrilled for this one. I'm hoping this will give me what I need in terms of like dragons. I hope that they're very prominent in the story, so we'll see. So this next book that I have, I'm actually reading in, almost at July, it's definitely August. I'll be reading in August as a buddy read with Mel, and that is Dune by Frank Herbert. Now, yes, I'm only reading this because I saw the trailer to the movie and it looked amazing. It looked spectacular. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? I was literally on YouTube 2 weeks ago and I'm just watching a video and I see this ad and I'm like, oh wow, this looks really good. And then I see Zendaya. And if you know me well, you know I love her. Like I literally love that woman. And so I'm like, what is this? Because I need to watch it. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it's about. Anything she's in, I'm gonna watch. I have no clue what Dune's about. So let's read it because I don't know. Set on the desert planet Arrakis, Dune is the story of the boy Paul Atreides, heir to a noble family tasked with ruling an inhospitable world where the only thing of value is a spice melange, a drug capable of extending life and enhancing consciousness. Coveted across the known universe, melange is a prize worth killing for. When House Atreides is betrayed, the destruction of Paul's family will set the boy on a journey toward a destiny greater than he could ever have imagined. And as he evolves into the mysterious man known as Muad'Dib, he will bring to fruition humankind's most ancient and unattainable dream. So we're dealing with here a drug that kind of enhances life and consciousness. And that doesn't sound very good. Sounds like a bad idea, but it sounds like it's gonna be better than I think. I didn't think it was about that. Thank you to me for getting this book for myself. Okay, so now the last part, we have to quickly unbox July's OwlCrate box. Decided where's my scissors, found them. They're right here. So we have the spoiler card. This month's box is called Potions and Poisons. Okay, so let's see. OwlCrate Apothecary Bibliophile Brew. I have no clue what this is, but the box is really cool. So we're gonna open this up. Now I'm looking confused, like what is this? So this says, let OwlCrate Apothecary decide your fictional fate. Let me show y'all how it looks up close. It's nice and rock solid, and you open it and you have the inside. So, all right. Finburn's Fatal Frozen Delicacies. Brew up your own unique popsicle flavors and store them in this handy holder. Also works great as a portable case for snacks. I mean, I don't know what kind of snacks you can really put in here. It's kind of kind of small for some snacks. I guess some candy maybe can fit in here, but you know, it has like a little stake around a little forgot what the little cylinder thing they're called that you use in science class and chemistry. There you have it. So next we have Vial of Dreams High Kiss Bubble Elixir, the scent of watermint and clementine. So I'm not gonna open that yet to smell it because I can't smell right now. I don't really do bubble baths, so now I have, okay, so these are enamel bookmarks. I never had one of these before, but this is really cool. I can show y'all how this works. Hold on a second. So imagine I have Fireborn here, and you just, like that. One side says drink me. It's like a little potion bottle. And then the other side says eat me. Oh, this is cute. I'm assuming this is like hand sanitizer. Hand sanny. Okay, it's empty bottle inside. But yeah, we have like a hand sanitizer little keychain pouch holder. But what is this? Let's see. I have no clue what this is. It's a bag or something? Or not a bag? What is this? What is this? Poison Garden Los Legos. Looks like a placemat kinda. Stuff like this I can hang up on my wall. It's always really nice. So now we have our monthly enamel pin. So I'm going to show you outside of the wrapper. It's got like a vial with a beating heart in the middle and two little arrows with hearts on them going through the middle. So that's really cute. Okay, so I'm starting to get stuffy again, so I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. But the book for the July OwlCrate box is in fact this Poison Heart by Kaylin Barron, and look at it, it's so pretty. I already love the cover anyway, like the original cover of this book, and we have the author letter here, and the inside should be signed. It is, it's signed. It's so cool. Let's look underneath the dust jacket because you know it's pretty. Look at that. It's always so nice in the light. I love doing that. And the spine of course also has gold foiling, which is beautiful. Oh, it's so cute. Look at her and her afro. Oh, I love how black she is. Oh, I love it. So gorgeous. Oh, I love it. It's so beautiful, and I just love how she's just all in her black girl magic and her hoop earrings and her afro, and she's just surrounded by her plants. I bet that air is good in there. I bet that air is so breathable. So let's read the synopsis together. It says, strange magic blooms behind a poison gate. Briseis has a gift. With a single touch, she can grow plants from tiny seeds to rich blooms. When Briseis' aunt dies and wills her a dilapidated estate in rural New York, Bree and her parents hope that surrounded by plants and flowers, she will finally learn to control her gift. But their new home is sinister in ways they never expected. It comes with a mysterious set of instructions, a walled garden filled with the deadliest botanicals in the world, and generations of secrets. There's more to Bree's sudden inheritance than she could have imagined, and she is determined to uncover it. From the best-selling author of Cinderella's Dead comes an enchanting story about a young woman with the power to conquer the dark forces descending around her. So it sounds very, very good. Let's go through really fast and tell y'all who designed what. All right, let's do it. Our ceramic TBR jar was designed by Lichen and Limestone with vintage apothecary aesthetics in mind. So next we have the popsicle mold for fans of Three Dark Crowns, which was designed by Paperback Bones on Instagram. So the bottle keychain was designed by Blissfully Bookish company and is Narnia inspired. So that's super cool. I love that. Oh, this is actually called a tea towel. I didn't know that. I thought it was like a placemat. So the tea towel was designed by Amy Mack Illustrations. So we have our Vial of Dreams for the High Kiss Bubble Elixir. I didn't know where this came from. I didn't want to spoil it, but I did know that this was inspired by the Midnight Live, which I read last year, and it was created by Fiction Bath Company. So our super cute and super cool enamel bookmark, it was designed by Herbal Art, and it is actually inspired by Alice in Wonderland, the iconic cookie and potions. And for this month's monthly pin, it was designed by Icy Designs, and of course it was inspired by this Poison Heart. So those are all the books that I hauled for my birthday, that I hauled before my birthday. To everyone who bought me something or wished me happy birthday or just sent any kind of love and appreciation my way, I thank you so much. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I have personally thanked a lot of you. I have not been feeling that great, so that's why I haven't uploaded recently, like super recently, but I have been trying my best to just get back to myself so I can continue to upload content for all of you amazing people. But anyhow, that is the end of my video. I will have all my links down below. I will have information for the Hella Lovely Box discount code, my Instagram, my Twitter, and everything else you need. Follow me anywhere to get up with me down below. So thank you guys so much for watching to the very end. All right, thank y'all so much. I love y'all.